Morning, YouTubes. How you doing? I should say morning, everybody. I gotta stop using the YouTubes thing. Or go back to you screwed us tube. Either way, it's all good. Your transgressions against the First Amendment will not go unnoted among my community. So, you got your coffee? This morning's gonna be a doozy. Alright. So, last night, we bombed Syria. With a presidential directive, commander-in-chief style, no declaration of war by the Congress, which Rand Paul came out and made sure everybody was aware of the fact that there should have went through that protocol of going to the Senate, going to the Congress, asking Congress for a declaration of war. That's how it's supposed to go. When a country does something illegitimate and it's bad enough to go to war, the Congress is supposed to declare war, and then we go to war, and then we kick their ass, and then we get the hell out of there. In my opinion, that's pretty much what the Constitution says. It doesn't say to kick their ass and get out of there real quick, but that's what should be done, in my opinion. The Constitution basically says that if you want to declare war on a country, that Congress has to do it. Quick note on that point, the last time that we did declare war, to my knowledge, was World War II. I believe, do your homework on this, but I believe that the Korean War was never officially declared a war. I know that Vietnam wasn't, the Persian Gulf. Nothing has been declared a war since World War II. Fact check me on that. I could be wrong. Maybe Korea is. But we're still at war with Korea. That's never gone away. Like, we're at perpetual war and have been since the 50s. Like, you need to know that. So, all that kind of historical stuff out of the way. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. So, let's start off by telling you where I was last night on this whole issue, which was don't bomb Syria. Stay the hell out of Syria. We don't need any more conflict in the Middle East. Stay the hell out of Syria. And the whole right, okay, or my circles of righties or right-leaning libertarians or civic nationalists or whatever you want to call us, all the people that basically supported Trump, but we had some questions, or maybe he's not so great in this area or that area, and we didn't like torture maybe, and we didn't like, we don't like war. We're basically like anti-war Republicans, a lot of us anyways. Or, see, all these terms are meaningless now. I referred you to Stick's video last night, which was very good about his political stuff, his philosophies, which is excellent. I'm whatever you think, I'm about 90% on board with Sticks politically. It's at least 90%. It's so close that you'd find it hard to pick us apart, basically. But where Sticks was wrong, I think, was jumping to conclusions. I could tell that Sticks was getting emotional. You cannot use your emotions to settle these problems ever. So I hear what Sticks is saying. While I emotionally feel the same exact way that Sticks does, I simply had to go to bed. I went to bed before the strikes happened. I went to bed looking up on White Christian's mail channel, them saying, no war, no war. I heard from Cernovich the bombings are happening tonight, which they did. So Cernovich was right about that too. More real news from Cernovich, okay? He had a source tell him that the bombings were happening. He went with it. He ran with it. It ended up on White Christian mails. I saw it, and I saw in the comments on one of the White Christian mails videos last night, it was like, okay, now Cernovich is saying maybe it's off. That was the last thing I saw before I went to bed. If I can block this. Okay, so they were saying maybe Cernovich was wrong. Let's hope the bombing doesn't happen. That was Cameron's comment last night, who's the guy that runs White Christian Mail. So none of us want to go over there and bomb Syria, okay? None of us wanted this. All the Trump supporters, the majority, from what I've seen on my Twitter feeds, from what I've seen in my circles I run in, nobody wants this. This is, looks like at first stench, okay? It looks like Trump has betrayed us all. He's talked about, no war in Syria, doesn't want to escalate Syria. Then he saw some pictures on TV, some horrific children being gassed, and that's changed his mind, and now we've got to go to war with Syria. That's the initial jump to conclusion thing. So again, let me backtracking here. Last night, the last thing I saw was the White Christian Males channel saying, okay, Cernovich is saying that they might back off, and maybe now his info is saying that they won't bomb him. Hopefully that's true. And I basically fell asleep to that. So I wake up in the morning and I got text messages on my phone. We bombed Syria last night. And so I hop on the internet, and it's ablaze with everybody, you know, I can't believe Trump did this. Did Trump backstab us? I'm disgusted. Which I am. I understand. These are oops, sorry. Oops. Didn't mean to honk the horn of that guy. But these are knee-jerk reactions. Nothing in politics can be knee-jerk. If we've learned nothing, that 3D, 4D chess, 10.2D chess, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't just, it's not all based on knee-jerk reactions. So, yes, we struck Syria. So let's talk about it. What did we actually hit? Well, we blew up a supposed chemical weapons facility, okay? We decimated an airport, it sounds like. And then who did we actually kill? All right, well, it looks like we killed about 4 to 5 Syrian military personnel. So, from what I can tell, no civilians were hit, no civilians died, no Russians were hit, no Russians died, no Russian equipment was hit. Apparently, from chatter, chatter I'm hearing, I got something rolling around in the back there. From the chatter I'm hearing that we let Russia know ahead of time that we were going to do it. So if that's true, then all the stuff about Russia coming out and saying this is, you know, an attack against a sovereign nation, apparently they knew. I mean, it still could be construed as an attack against a sovereign nation, I guess. But anyway, from chatter, from claims, okay, this is not real news at this point. It's just claims that we did warn Russia first before we did it. So we didn't just go in there cowboy crazy. We didn't just go in there and not know and hit a Russian or kill citizens. So that didn't happen. So if everybody's sad, like really sad in their hearts, I mean, okay, the humanitarian side of me, I don't want anybody to die in war, all right? But so we got to look at the scorecard. Scorecard is 4 Syrian military were killed. 4 to 5. We're not sure. You know. So I'm not, you know, speaking ill of the dead, but we have to take these in warlike terms. And so how many kids got hurt in that attack? And I'm not even saying Assad did it. I'm just saying, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe give the president a little benefit of the doubt that maybe he knows more about it than we do. That's first. Doesn't mean I have to like it, okay? Because I definitely don't like it. And I don't think Trump does either. It's not like he's like, oh, score, yeah, I just knocked out 4 jihads or something. You know, I doubt that's going on. I'm sure that any man killing another man has to have a heavy heart about it, especially when it's somebody like Donald Trump, who I feel has, you know, never seen a battlefield, never stepped, and I haven't either, so I'm not saying, I just know that when you, I'm sure that when you put a man in your crosshairs and squeeze the trigger, it ain't a real good feeling, no matter who it is. Unless you're Mattis. And it's just a hell of a hoot to you, I suppose. But while I will not pull support from Trump on this. I don't let me rephrase this. I love the fact that everybody's getting involved, though. The First Amendment will prevail here. When you see people like Ann Coulter taking to Twitter and she's bashing Trump, we live in a beautiful world, okay? And she's not like bashing it, she's just being critical, which is fine. Everybody should be. The reason I'm not going to be critical of it, or extremely critical of it, is because I took the time to like think this out in my head, to weigh out the options, to read some news, to go on Twitter, to see what people think, judge what people are saying and kind of come to a middle ground somewhere, because I think that's what we all need to do. We need to not totally jump to conclusions. I'm not saying Sticks was wrong, because he's probably right about a lot of what he talked about last night. But it still was, in my opinion, like a knee-jerk reaction. So, one thing that you'll not see me do is probably do too many knee-jerk reaction videos. Like, if we bomb Syria, you'll probably hear about it the next day or, you know, several hours after I can sanely, like, calmly review the earth and then, you know, give you my opinion. So the best tweets from today that I retweeted out on @ReviewTheEarth came from the best one of the day so far is from Scott Adams, who is the Dilbert creator, the Dilbert comic creator. So go check out Scott Adams' page and listen to what he has to say, because it's so far the most sane, correct, like calm-headed, level-headed view of the whole thing. And basically what it says, well, because I'm not on my phone, I can't give you the exact quote. So just go to Scott Adams' page or go to @ReviewTheEarth. I'm not sure, again, what Scott Adams is Scott Adams, @Dilbert. I don't know. If you look up Scott Adams Dilbert, I'm sure you'll find him, though. He's a bald-headed guy like me. And extremely smart. Like, you need to be following Scott Adams. You need to be watching Scott Adams' videos. You need to be following what he said, because he is no creature of the right, okay? He's just really smart. He's smarter than most people, okay? So you need to be listening to Scott Adams at least to get a different opinion on stuff like this. And this is, again, Scott Adams does this thing where he, like, punches a hole through everything you think. Just when you think you've got it figured out, then he drills a hole straight through your head sometimes. So Scott Adams, major kudos there. Mike Cernovich, major kudos. You're doing good work, my friend. My friends, plural. All right. So Scott Adams, I'm just going to paraphrase in a nutshell, says, well, I guess that, and Bill Mitchell kind of says the same thing here. Bill Mitchell had good tweets today, too. He's basically saying, well, I guess you can't really feel like he's really in collusion with Russia anymore, or that kind of F's up the whole Russian narrative, doesn't it? Because it does. If you wanted to be buddy with Putin, you wouldn't go blasting Syria. That is for sure. And Scott Adams also makes a point that this now puts pressure on North Korea. It shows them that we don't really piss around and we're kind of serious. And when Trump says red line in the sand, even though I don't think he made a red line yet, but he's going off of old policies. Red line in the sand means red line in the sand. Now, if red line in the sand meant red line in the sand and we bombed Damascus or bombed Aleppo and 30 kids died in the event and, you know, maybe even 100 military, but 30 children died or civilians and stuff. Bad. But these were military men that perished in this attack. So we're talking about 4 or 5 Syrian military men. I believe they're men, I'm assuming. So, I mean, there wasn't any civilian casualties. Yes, it was kind of an act of war, I guess. I would imagine it would be considered an act of war. But Russia, they've got they don't, it's not like when we do that, they automatically declare war on us. Because they don't want that either. They shouldn't anyways. So it's just, the more I think about it, the more calculated I'm convinced he's playing some kind of 10.2D chess. And that's the term we should use, by the way, because if we can mold, 3D chess became 4D chess, became 6D chess, but the biggest chess of them all is the 10.2D chess that one person might have invented anonymously on the internet at some point. But 10.2D chess is the way to go, probably, and that's probably what Trump's playing. So, yeah, I'm very concerned. That'd be to put it lightly. I'm very concerned. But I stand by my president. I stand by my country, and I'm not gonna get too up in arms. I'm not going to go out overboard and get really upset about it, even though I don't like it. I'm going to continue to try to logically, calmly go through the facts and try to discern what the best is. See, Twitter is great for knee-jerk reaction because you can get it out there so fast, you know? But YouTube, and this is what I've talked about in other videos, YouTube takes the very best of your communication skills to, like, make points. I mean, Ann Coulter can sit there and blast out a tweet that's critical of Trump, and it reaches thousands of people instantly. It's a beautiful thing. It's a powerful message. It's a beautiful tool for the First Amendment, as long as no shadow banning and all this garbage is going on. But YouTube, you have to delicately think things through, present your information in a way that might be appealing to people, convey your arguments in a way that would, you know, people could or may find interesting or educational or informative. So, big props of the day so far today. I'm gonna start doing this in videos too, like giving major props and shout outs to people. So Scott Adams, you need to follow Scott Adams. So far he's talked the sanest stuff I've seen, and he just tweeted, so I mean, it's not like he's probably got plenty of videos, and he's on Periscope. You better start following him on Periscope when you can. See, we're building this little hive mind of individuals, not based upon color, religion, or even political beliefs necessarily. It's just building an intelligent base of people to bounce ideas off of. People that don't just flatly dismiss you because you believe in a certain, or you may believe there's issues in this thing, so now you're cast off as a miscreant. You can't be listened to anymore. So we're building this base of people, and like Scott doesn't know about me, but I know about him, and I can tell you about Scott, and then you'll know about Scott, and you'll tell a friend about Scott, and so we're snowballing, and they're desperately trying to, from my angle, shut it down on a few levels. I just did a video, my last video was about YouTube again censoring or demonetizing, etc., users who have under 10,000 views, which I've already made a pledge, and I'll do it again. I will never have ads on this channel. Never. I swear I will never have ads, unless it's something I'm selling myself or something I'm promoting or another product I'm plugging or another show I'm plugging. I'll do that. I'll do like live reads and stuff. I might even put a commercial on it. If I invent something that's really cool and I want to sell it, I'll sell it. But other than that, you will never see ads on this from AdSense or from Google. I will never click, you know, I would like to get a paycheck from YouTube. This is not about money. It's about saving the planet, okay? Saving our country. Saving our future generations from the perils of the war pigs, you know? So, I'll never have ads, but the YouTube is cranking up censorship on anybody who has under 10,000 views. You cannot even apply to be monetized now. So I do have other channels. I do other things that I'm trying to. I have like a video game channel. I have a little comedian channel where I'm doing some funny things. Or I'm trying. I'm branching out. Like you know, this freedom and liberty, free speech thing has made me start to discover other avenues of communicating. So, you know, YouTube's ratcheting up their censorship for whatever reason. I'm sure it's because we're winning and because we're informative, because it's not about, you know, stop. There's other ways to censor for terroristic, you know, the brownie man being on a terroristic video or something, or the brownie woman. Now, I guess it's a woman, so the brownie woman can be, you know, slapped on a ISIS video of a beheading or something. I bet there's other ways to figure that out without, you know, censoring me and my kind, my community of individuals on YouTube. So, anyways, keep calm and chive on, I guess is the expression, you know. No blims. Keep the rhetoric to low. Everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody, right, wrong, indifferent, go and speak your mind. That's what this is for. Your ideas count. You know, your ideas count. Even if they're bad ideas, they still count. They're still gauged in a viewing cycle where they can be seen, you know. So like Ann Coulter, you know, I'm not with her tweet this morning. I like Ann Coulter, okay. I don't love Ann Coulter, but, you know, I'm not with her tweet this morning. I'm with Bill Mitchell and I'm with Scott Adams. So But go follow Ann Coulter, because you should see that too. You should see everybody. First Amendment. All right, everybody. Love y'all. Peace, man. Peace out, man. Peace.